Today is Friday, June 6, 2025. Small red day for me. I'm down about 1.6%, which is right at 44 bucks. Worse than that, it breaks my 5-day green streak. That was my longest one I've had so far, so I was hoping to keep that going. Also, I hate going red on a Friday. It makes me, it makes the weekend less fun. Nothing major today. I didn't blow my account up or anything, so I can't be too mad about that. Coming into today, I knew it was going to be an off day for me. I ended up having to stay late at work about an hour and a half. I didn't even get home till after the morning bell had already rung. I wasn't able to even look at the market until then. No chance on even taking any sort of pre-market action. I was physically drained, emotionally drained, psychologically drained. I was aware of that for myself. I was cognizant of that, and I knew that going into the day, but I kind of forced myself to trade. Yesterday I didn't make any trades, so I didn't want to go 2 days in a row without trading. Even part of that is FOMO from seeing the moves yesterday and not getting involved in them. It is what it is. My goal today was just to scalp a few cents out of chart pattern movements, which I did find. Where I went wrong was on my second trade. Instead of taking the base hit profit, I got greedy and thought that maybe it would bounce higher than it did, and of course it didn't. And then when it started going red, I held longer than I should have, thinking that maybe it would have this miraculous comeback, which obviously it didn't. So I could have been up. If I would have taken the profit on the second trade, I probably would have hit around 1.8 or 2% green on the day. Instead, here I am, minus 1.6. So life goes on. Good little lesson for myself to just kind of remind myself that on these moves where I know it's not going to be a huge breakout, just take the profit and get out. No point in trying to hit a home run when you know it's not going to happen. Otherwise, good start of June, green on the week. Nothing major. I'm up 1.2% on the week, but it's still a green week. Good way to start June. Hopefully I can get the green streak going again on Monday. This is my first trade of the afternoon on Friday. The ticker URGN is one of the leading gappers on the day. It really didn't make a move until afternoon part of the open market. Where I made my trade is following this huge red dump here, a little bounce back scalp trade that I was shooting for. This dipped all the way down to the 770 range. As it started to climb back up, I was getting close to 8. I got in, thinking it would break through 8, probably settle in around 8.15 or so, maybe continue up. What ended up happening was it hit right at the $8 mark and kind of came back down to the 790s. We ended up having another continuation up, but this candle didn't fill in at all. It kind of flashed 25 and then shot right back down to the $8 range. That was a huge caution flag for me. I didn't panic sell at this point, but I had my finger on the button waiting to click it. I waited for the next candle to form. If it started red at all, I was just going to sell out. But it actually started green and kind of formed green nicely up into the 810, 8teens area. It flashed with close to 820 before it kind of started coming back down into the mid 815 range. That was when I sold. I was afraid it was going to start topping off again and become another shooting star, if not a huge red candle. So I got out at that point. It did end up filling in a little higher and then kind of leveling off before a huge flush. So I'm not too bad about that. I could have made a little bit more money, but it was making me nervous. So I got out while I was green. Quick little scalp, made a few cents of profit, and life is good. This is my second and final move on Friday. Ticker EYEN is another big gapper on the day. Where I made my entry is here right on this solid green candle. Actually a second one. We finally got a nice solid green candle to start getting the MACD real nice, and just a good momentum swing here. This candle filled in right around the 550 mark. The level 2 was really thick in this area as well. As this candle was kind of finalizing, the level 2 started breaking down, so I knew it was either going to just hold this level and consolidate, or maybe flush all the way up. It ended up going straight up. I got in about halfway through this candle in the 570s, and with the volume that we had going on here and the way the previous candle formed, I was hoping maybe we'd get a quick shoot all the way up to $6. It didn't happen. It topped off at 88, and then it kind of consolidated right around the 580, 582 mark. This would have been a great place for me to sell. Looking at it now, what I ended up doing was holding, thinking that maybe we would get a little micro pullback and then it would go through. But this was late in the afternoon. This was a major spike in volume for those two green candles. And once this candle had a lower volume, I should have kind of expected it to kind of simmer down, if nothing else, start flushing on me. So I should have taken my base hit of profit as it settled here. Instead, it started flushing on me. That made me very nervous, but it did end up kind of bouncing back to where I could have at least got out right around break even. This second green candle, same thing. I was continuing to hold here, thinking that maybe this was just going to be a little pullback before it moved to 6, and then what we had here was just a kind of a flush of the move. So I basically bought this move thinking we were going to go all the way to 6, but we settled well before 6. I could have taken some profit once the move kind of died off, but I didn't, and it ended up costing me going from green to red on this trade, whereas if I would have taken the profit, it would have been a solid 2% day for me.